Hello, Ece.
Hello.
We knew that your book were banned in the prison in Turkey. So can you tell us about it? What happened exactly?
Actually, they're not taking my book into the cells. They are banning the book to go into the prisons. And the book is about political prisoners. In the first death feast, hunger strike happened in the one of the big ones, happened in 1996, and I wrote the book in 1996, and then 10 years after that, I rewrote the book, and it was about that 10 year in the prisons.
So, what is the name of the book? What is the title?
What shall I tell you? In Turkish, ne anlatayım ben sana. The English would be, what shall I tell you? Because that was the line that always came to the conversation when I talked to the mothers of the political prisoners. They were beginning the conversation, what shall I tell you? Like it's like long and painful story, so what shall I tell you?
How can you explain that you wrote it in 2006 and it's been in 2011, so 5 years?
I think it took them 5 years to read it and understand it, I think. I don't know, I'm like, this is of course, beside the joke, seriously, this means that the conditions in the prisons are getting worse and worse every day. And the worst part is, they're doing it in a very sneaky way. They are banning things, they're worsening the conditions, and when prisoners try to write letters to newspapers, to journalists, to columnists like me, they are reading the letter and they are giving them punishment for the letter. And then if they try to make official complaint about the punishment, they are again turning back to the prison and administrative board, and those letters which tell about the prisoners, the conditions in the prisons, cannot go out. So it's like a very sophisticated way of pressure actually in the prisons.
How many political prisoners you have in Turkey?
I don't know the number, but it's a lot. And we know that today there are 71 journalists in the prison. And today actually
71 in the whole Turkey?
Whole Turkey, yeah. And today they took into custody, they prosecuted 21 prisoners, journalists. Most of them are Kurdish.
And just the funny, how did you knew about the banish of your?
I got an email from my assistant from Turkey, and this is the news. This is, let's say, Nawaat of Turkey, vient. It's an independent news site, and it says here Ece Temelkuran is banned in the cell in the prison. Mm-hmm. And that's a report. It's not. I'm not the only one who is banned. They are making people hate their life. Obviously, there's a 60-year-old prosecuted woman, Besna Özer, and she goes to the hospital for 2 times, cannot get treatment, and comes back. And there's another journalist, Erol Zavar, who is a cancer patient, but he's been rejected to go out and have treatment. And there are many other things. Communist Manifesto is banned, and these are all these books are all free outside the prison, but they cannot get in the prison.
And we saw on Twitter that everybody's talking about your book, about what happened. So.
Yeah, there are a lot of people talking about it now.
Social media, it's the new world.
Yeah, I'm planning to write something like this today for tomorrow's newspaper, that we all going to get to social media, otherwise we're silenced. The conditions in Turkish, media is unbelievably hard now. You're either in the prison or you're outside the prison, but too afraid to talk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your book is banned, so if you come back to Turkey, what will happen exactly? Do you think that the government, the authority will call you, will try to contact you? How do you think that it will be?
The case in Turkey now, the situation in Turkey.
You are in Tunis now.
Yeah, I'm in Tunis.
Yeah.
The situation in Turkey, the worst part of the situation in Turkey is now that we don't know what's going to happen. And when they take people into prison, when they prosecute them, they don't give a legitimate, reasonable reason. And once you're in the prison, you cannot go out. There is a long procedure of prosecution, and even if you don't go to the court, and if you don't have a hearing, you can stay in a prison for years. There are journalists in prison now without a charge. They have been in prison for years. That's the worst part of the thing. That's the worst part of the pressure. And the most disastrous thing is, outrageous thing, is that this whole thing is done under the name of judiciary system. So it's legitimate, it's legal. So it's not like you cannot call it fascism just like that, because there is court orders, there are judges included. So what can you do? It's the name of the book. What shall I tell you? It's incredible.